Finnish company Fennovoima has terminated the engineering, procurement and construction EPC contract with RAOS Project, Rosatom's subsidiary, for the planned Hanhikivi 1 nuclear power plant project in northern Finland. Russian state nuclear corporation Rosatom said it was extremely disappointed by the decision. Fennovoima signed the plant supply contract for Hanhikivi with Rosatom Overseas, Rosatom's nuclear power plant exports subsidiary, in December 2013. Rosatom offered to build a plant using a 1200 megawatt PWR under a fixed price contract. The Hanhikivi project is owned by Fennovoima, 66% owned by Finnish corporations and several local energy companies. The remaining 34% is held by RAOS Voima Oy, the Finnish subsidiary set up in 2014 by Rosatom for the purpose of buying a share in the company. Fennovoima submitted its construction license application to Finland's Ministry of Employment and the Economy for the Hanhikivi plant in June 2015, with an updated version submitted in April 2021. In January, Fennovoima said that licensing work had progressed to the homestretch, with the final licensing materials expected to be submitted to the nuclear regulator over the next couple of months. However, on the 2nd of May, Fennovoima announced its decision to terminate the EPC contract, due to RAOS Project's significant delays and inability to deliver the project. There have been significant and growing delays during the last years. The war in Ukraine has worsened the risks for the project. RAOS has been unable to mitigate any of the risks. Fennovoima's CEO Joachim Speck says that unfortunately, the termination of the EPC contract is estimated to have a significant employee impact in Fennovoima and is expected to impact also the supply chain companies and Pigajoki region. In late March, the Finnish city of Vantaa announced it had instructed its municipal energy company, Vantaan Energia, to exit Fennovoima's Hanhikivi 1 project, saying the situation in Ukraine makes it unlikely that a construction permit for the project will be granted, based on public governmental statements and ongoing sanctions and security against Russia. In a statement, Rosatom said it was extremely disappointed with Fennovoima's decision to terminate its contract with RAOS Project. Rosatom added that it reserves the right to defend its interests in accordance with applicable contracts and laws. It is worth adding that the Hanhikivi NPP project has been under threat since at least last year, against the background of the aggravation of the political situation between Russia and NATO. Prior to this, at the beginning of 2021, the Finnish grid operator Fingrid had already published several scenarios for the development of the Finnish energy sector, some of which suggested the possibility of abandoning the Hanhikivi nuclear power plant or delaying its commissioning by 10 to 15 years. And in the fall, the Ministry of Defense decided to analyze the geopolitical risks of building a Russian nuclear power plant at home due to possible sanctions against Russia from the West. Naturally, the situation changed dramatically on February 24 this year after the start of the war in Ukraine. Now Finland has already decided to join NATO. Characteristically, part of the blanks for the reactor vessel for Hanhikivi 1 had to be manufactured at a plant in Kramatorsk, Ukraine. This plant belongs to Rosatom. Now Kramatorsk is under shelling and there are fights around it. It should be added that the cooperation between Russia and Finland in the nuclear field has been going on for almost half a century. Back in the 1970s, the Loviisa nuclear power plant with 2 VVER 440 power units was built in Finland according to the Soviet project. Russia is still supplying nuclear fuel for this nuclear power plant. Subscribe to the channel, there is still a lot of interesting nuclear news ahead.